Today is a bit of an iffy shave. Been sick the last couple days. I think my kids gave me their stomach flu. And because of that, feeling a little weird, I am stepping back to a old comforting scent that I've had since my beginning days of wet shaving, Cella. And I just happen to have on hand on the road right now one of my first badger knots. This is a Whip Dog 22 millimeter Silvertip. I really like the feel of it, buttery smooth. Today's razor, Wolfman WR1, and this is the open comb version, as you can see, and it's the standard gap, which I believe is 0.61. And I picked it because I was so sick I didn't shave yesterday. So let's use that open comb to slice through the growth. Today's blade has been used twice before, it looks like. I haven't used it a whole lot on this channel because I've been marathoning different blades. But I figured Treet Platinum. It works really well for me in some of my razors. I haven't used it in this one yet, so we'll see. And details about this bowl, 3D printable bowl, in case you want to download the info and if you have access to a printer. This one's from Roger Quintero, and I like it a lot. Let's go ahead and splash with cold water. My fever has got me kind of sweating, so I might not even need to rinse my face off. And so I soaked my badger for just a few minutes prior to the shave here. Get it nice and wet. You don't have to soak it, but I like to. And I'm just gonna get rid of most of the water. And I'm just gonna, let's do like a 40-second load. This smaller tub is it's not as easy to load as some of those big ones like Sterling has. So 5 more seconds and then we can start at a 30 count. There we go. Of course, if you want to take the guesswork out of loading, you can just get a 1/4 teaspoon measure. Hook out about a 1/4 teaspoon and that'll be plenty for most soaps. So this is a nice soft badger, but he never has any problem stirring up soap. Some people only use boars for hard ones, and badgers for soft creams or soaps. And I just haven't found the need to do that at all. Okay, that's 40-second load. Nice little creaminess off the tub here. Let's see how we do. I'm going to pause you while I rinse this off. All right. Big old poofy badger. It's just 22 millimeter. It's very soft. Many who like the more firm bristles, like maybe a finest badger or something like that, might call it floppy, but I don't guess I would call it floppy. And I put an O-ring right at the base there, help to bring it in a little bit, not so it doesn't splash, spread out, splay out quite so much. Oh, I love that cherry almond marzipan scent. It just doesn't take a lot of water to get this thing going. Just from what I shook out of the, out of the brush. So let's start adding a little bit. Just put in 1 teaspoon. I've been using boars so much lately. It's a little bit weird. the badger. Although I prefer badgers more, I just for some reason got on a little boar kick, and I've been really enjoying watching the boars grow up. This may not have needed 40 seconds. Tons of lather. I like that scent. So now we've got 2 teaspoons of water in the soap. Probably add a little bit more. Cella is an old Italian soap. Been around for a good many decades. And one of the tricks about it is they don't use any preservatives. So if you don't store it properly and you don't use it up within a year, you can see maybe some discoloration in the soap or a little bit of change in the color. I just said that. Changing the scent, weakening of the scent, that kind of thing. But I've used little tubs that are a couple years old, and the performance may have degraded just a hair, but it mainly just the scent back and not quite as fresh. But I bought that. I found one of those 1 kilogram bricks of Cella, and as long as what I've heard and read about it, as long as you seal it up, you'll be fine. You can store it in your fridge. That's kind of optimal, but I'm not going to store that in my fridge. Even somebody said just put it in a Ziploc bag and try to get all the air out, and that'll work as well. Some people have used the vacuum sealers, that kind of thing. Tons of, I definitely did not have to do the 40-second load. Just got so much here. All right, let's just see if that consistency is going to work. Get my face wet one more time. The way I'm feeling, the cool water feels good. Need to add some water to it. this little guy. Well, definitely hear him cutting. And he's not slicing through like butter. A little bit of tugging, a little bit of irritation. So, but it is kind of 2 days of growth. So, but still, definitely have had other blades that work better. So maybe this blade and this razor aren't quite as simpatico. I'm sure they'll be fine on the second and third pass though. Good. Gonna rinse. All right. Man, this is a soft brush. Wow. I like to use display when applying lather. There are some folks out there who just use the tips and, hey, suit yourself. But this brush is really great for working in the display. All right. This blade probably be fine in this razor if you always shaved with a day's growth on you. But for me, there are just so many other good ones that are more comfortable and kind of manage to slice right through the hairs a little easier. But I believe this blade has given me some top notch, like top 3 shaves in other razors. All right, rinse. Cella does represent a really good cheap soap option if you buy that 1 kilogram block. I believe I did the math and I can refill this 7 times from that 1 kilogram block. And if you get that, if you look hard, you can often find the block for $29. And that's just a little bit more than some soaps cost to give you just a 3-month supply. It's not going to be top tier performance, but people have been using it for 100 years without a problem. Feels good, smells good to me at least. Some people don't like the smell, and that's all right. So it looks like the mix I did today was pretty good. As long as I left some water on my face after the rinse. Needed that extra water. And there we go. Looks like it's nice and close. How much? I've done 3 passes now, and probably got another 2 or 3 passes of lather here. So it looks like a 30-second load, maybe even a 20 would be just fine. I'm going to rinse. Shave result, excellent. Trouble spot right here, no problem. Cut flush, very uncommon for me. Don't see any tips with any length on them. Really nice close shave. And I think that the stroke, because right here my hair kind of points down this way. And I discovered that for a long time I was just doing this as a cross grain stroke. But then I have learned to kind of come up and come at it from the other side. And that seems to be working across the board with all blades and all razors to be what gets me a nice clean cut right here. I just kept trying different angles and I finally stumbled on one that did me well. So excellent close shave. We used, I think I did refill, 3 1/3 teaspoon of water. So there's your ratio, 40-second load, 3 1/3 teaspoon of water. Probably reduce that. So if you halved it, 1.75 water and 20-second load, that might be a good way to be a little bit more economical with the soap. All right, whew, I'm tired. You can tell I was sick. I'm gonna pause you while I clean up. Looks like this Treet blade has actually been used 3 times prior to the shave. I just put a 4th dot on it. I knew I'd run out of space on the outside of here with my dots, and so I used this as my ledger, and I didn't see that before I told you earlier how many shaves it had on it. But it doesn't make too much of a difference, 3 or 2. It's a good blade. And it's really good in some other razors that I have. I can't think of them right away, but I mean, it did respectable. It did tug a little bit, but that was, 2 days of shaving. I don't know if the Cella has very many oils, and it's got almond oil. Not too many other things that jump out as being good for post-shave, but skin feels fine. I've got oily skin though. I don't feel any dryness or shrinking or anything like that. It feels great. Don't have any post-shave products down with me, so glad about that. Face feels good anyway. All right, well there we go. That's today's shave. I can't wait to get back and go to sleep. Hope there was something here for you. Take care. Sugar Daddy Shaves. Good night.